back to the Metal Mixtape here on KSTQ 89.5 FM Ashland, Oregon, 94.1 FM Medford, Oregon. See me online on KSTQ.org. Like I promised you. We're going to start this interview a little early. We already got the boys on the air in front of the billions and the billions of listeners around the world. We outdo Joe Rogan every single weekend. Oprah. Hell
yeah.
Up, guys. What is up, Modern Monsters?
Hey!
All right, dude. It is a big bro sausage fest going on. So I'm going to designate the guy on the very left with the white hat. Introduce yourself, and everybody in the band introduce themselves and tell us who you are and what you play in the band.
All right. My name's Keenan. I play drums.
I'm Josh, lead vocals.
I'm Brody, and I play the bass.
I'm Wyatt, and I play lead and rhythm guitar.
Rich, I also play guitar.
And lead.
And back vocals.
Oh, yeah,
I love it, dude. Well, we just played your song, Furrow, right before we started talking to you guys. I've been listening to you guys all morning. It's what I do when I interview any band, just so it gets all locked in my head. So for the listeners out there that have never heard of Modern Monsters, let's start on the very right.
Stage right? Yeah. What do you want to know? What do you got?
Well, how about this? Everybody in the band, for the listeners out there, tell me a little something about Modern Monsters and what makes you guys special.
So we are special because we're all I don't know. We're very. Hey man, what's up? We're just. I don't know. There's a lot of angsty kind of heaviness that comes with all our music, and it's because of just what kind of social stuff is going on in the world, and we're just the voice of people who can't have a voice.
Yeah, I would say.
I don't know, dude. It's heavy.
I would say we're just five guys who met by fate and met in a time that was fateful with COVID and getting shut down and being stuck in our crematorium or AKA studio for a year and a half or more, writing music and just getting to know each other and becoming more and more brothers every day. And a lot of opinions in this room, and a lot of those opinions come out in our music, whether it's the instruments or the vocals. And that's what I feel.
Yeah, a lot of bonding in this band.
Basically, we make music together, and we feel like we do it really well, and we want to, show the world this side of, rock and roll. It's something new. It's something familiar at the same time.
No, I dig it. No, I like it. So, so when you guys started this band, you guys were talking about how you guys came together throughout all this chaos and stuff, everybody working remotely and stuff. Were you guys all friends before, or are you guys just a bunch of Craigslisters?
There's a little bit of A, a little bit of B. Brody and I, we've been writing music for 6 years? 6 years. So Brody and I started, I joined his band with him 6 years ago, and this is like an evolved version of that band from 6 years ago, where we joined a band. Keenan joined that group too later. We had a different drummer, and then Keenan joined. And then around that time is when we became Modern Monsters. And then we decided to start going in this heavier direction. And from there, Keenan was friends with Wyatt. And then Josh worked with Brody at the time. So we ended up meeting Josh that way. And really the only thing that really brought us together was music. That's what brought everyone into this room right now, was we all just love music. We all love all types of music, especially heavy music. And that's where we all bond together. And we've become, especially during COVID, we've become like family during this, because when lockdowns hit, we took a break for a while. And after a while realized dude, this keeps us sane. This is what keeps us sane. Music has always been part of all of our lives. And we decided to self-police, and we're all right, listen, we'll meet up, we'll, try to self-police as best as possible, and we wrote music the entire time we were in quarantine. We would send each other tracks all the time. We'd meet up when we could and just practice, write, and now we're here talking to you with the EP release and more songs that we're ready to release next year.
Yeah, it's just kind of cool, that we've been playing for, even if it's not the Modern Monsters that's been going on for the whole entire 6 years, there's so much growth that happened during that time that really allowed us to, when we were in our final form, which we are in right now, it's not our first rodeo, and we can really, have something to prove right now and have something to show everybody that we've really, really been working a long time on.
Yeah, most definitely. Going back to keeping us sane. I mean, even before COVID happened, like I think I can speak for all of us, where it's just something you need a creative outlet in your life. I think everybody does, and this I think keeps us all pretty damn sane.
Yeah.
If I didn't have this, I don't know. I'd work in a day job doing HVAC.
Jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
So I was hearing that, you guys were talking about how, this time go around with Modern Monsters is the final form. Elaborate, what do you think some of the differences were between your first form and what you learned about yourselves over quarantine to the form you're in now? Is there some key differences or key goals that you wanted to do with this lineup that you didn't with the previous?
I think that we all have the same goal right now, and that's what really is pushing us in the direction that we're going. It's,
Well, the thing is, the before project was, even though we're musicians, right, it's you kind of got to take a while to figure out what kind of sound you have or what you want. And sometimes it's not really what you want. It's just kind of what you have, so you have to really kind of figure out what sound you got and what works best with what, and how you run with that is kind of how it all fell into place. I mean, because when we first started, it was like psychedelic kind of stuff, which was weird, and I wasn't really too into that. And then we played some more stuff, and it was always kind of like a confliction, right? So when we got together with this lineup, it was like a controlled chaos is like what we call it, because everything is so dynamically different and kind of eclectic, and it just works. But if you're not like a music guy or not a heavy guy, you'll hear it and you're like, okay, that's heavy stuff. But if you really kind of listen to it, it's like different parts, different stuff that's super heavy, but it all kind of intertwines like crazy, time signatures or whatever. But it's all kind of like a controlled chaos that we work on here. And then going back to that COVID thing, we did. He says we stopped for a while. I think we stopped for a week, and then just came back
2 weeks.
Yeah, maybe
Something
2 weeks, and we just came back here and hammered it out. We couldn't do anything but just sitting here and kind of figure out what really our dynamic sound was.
COVID was really, really, really a blessing in disguise. And,
for us.
For a lot of people, that was not.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, there were tough parts,
with
but musically.
With what happened,
Some people lost their jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But with all the people that were home in their houses, with all the people that were home in their houses, kind of, I didn't make positive use of every single second of COVID, but what we did accomplish, I think, was really special, and we're, that much further now than we were before. And I think,
I think we could piggyback off what Keenan's talking about there too, about, it's not what you want, but what you have. And at that time, we wanted, to be playing out. We wanted to be out in public and playing shows and stuff, but we didn't have that. We
All right.
make the best of the time for ourselves and try to get through it still.
I dig it, dude. And you know what? I think the COVID and the pandemic and everything, it did a lot of wonders for a lot of people, man. Like especially people for like working in radio or YouTubers or any sort of content makers, man. It was almost like a gold rush, dude.
Yeah.
Because now everybody was at home paying attention to everybody's content.
It was a gold rush that lasted a little bit too long, and we're still in it. But
At least you can do stuff now, which is good.
Yeah.
I liked how you guys were talking about how right now it's more of like a controlled chaos. Right now, even writing like your new music and all that, do you guys still have to watch like how far you guys push your boundaries, or is there like a certain threshold you're trying to stay in?
We kind of make room for each other. The writing process is very chaotic. We all have ADD in this room, and it's just like
ADHD.
And what we really go for is like trying to catch a vibe, and we're pretty good at like just starting the writing process with an idea and not getting super attached to the idea and just kind of letting it take it somewhere. And most of the time, we'll start playing, and it'll just be absolute chaos. And we slowly just start making room for each other. And like, if I'm playing this riff, and I hear Keenan play a drum part, and I'm like, oh, dude, that drum part is sick, but this riff doesn't really match up. All right, I'm gonna switch my riff to match that a little bit better.
it's kind of like we, with each song, we create a monster and then we work on taming it.
Oh, jeez.
There's also a lot of like.
Here's a plate of cheese, bro.
To kind of piggyback on like what we're all talking about and what you were referring to in the beginning about the changes and how Brody sees the band like kind of aligning now and songwriting at the same time is there is that controlled chaos, but there's a lot of times we come in here and the foundation, the build, and the muscle, the entire song, like 80% of the song is completed within 2 minutes of it being born.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And sometimes it's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's been a few times that the songs took a while to write. Most of them come pretty natural.
True, yeah. A lot of them, like we just come in here, and that's part of the reason. That's kind of like, I think that quarantine was hard on everyone. I always like ask people like, "What'd you do during like quarantine? Did you learn a language? Did you pick up an instrument? What'd you do?" And most people kind of sat on the couch and like gave money to Netflix, and like, binge watch Netflix. And some people got addicted to drugs. Some people, fell off the deep end. We were blessed to kind of come in here and know each other and be motivated and build these songs. And it's at the point now where kind of like fire songs out pretty quickly. And like they said, there's controlled chaos in both that and the long game of writing the songs.
That's cool, man.
It's cool. Yeah, it sounds like whatever creative differences you guys may run into throughout the process, you all have the same end game that when it comes down to it, so you can work right through it and come up.
Most definitely, especially with all our different backgrounds, like our styles of playing, all our different kind of backgrounds, create something different.
It's all different. All five of us have like total different backgrounds.
Or just
but
similar musical tastes, really.
Yeah.
A lot of similarities too.
Yeah, we have hip hop, we have electronic, we have rock.
Rap rock.
We like we like all types of music, and not all of those types of music will come in through the music. But
Shout out Fred Durst.
hell yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with Fred Durst?
I love him. What's the set? We cover a Limp Bizkit song.
Dude, so that's cool, dude. That you guys are just released an EP. You guys are working on all these new songs. Have you guys had the opportunity of playing any shows yet since things have been opening up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. Tomorrow we're going to Santa Cruz, and then right after we play in Santa Cruz, we got to jam out to South Lake Tahoe. So that's like two complete opposite directions.
It's like a triangle.
One's the beach and one's the snowy mountains.
Yeah, one's the beach and one's 7,000 feet in the air. So yeah,
But we've played a few shows
played a couple.
since. We played
We've had
Whiskey
definitely
Town.
had some cool shows. I like to call it like almost like the eye of the pandemic. Right when it ended, we played probably one of our most incredible shows, and it was absolutely packed. And
you had a little divey joint, man. It was like we played on the floor and some
on
dive.
stage.
no stage. We played in like this little corner of this place, and it was crazy. It was super cool.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, people came out.
There was like 100. There was
140
people.
Yeah, people were coming up to us after being like I haven't had that in a long time. I haven't experienced live music.
Got shot outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy was lighting fireworks off right at the front door.
Fireworks.
And I would like to say too that we chose throughout the pandemic to not do any live streams and to really work on our craft. And now it's like we're ready to really explode, and the EP coming out really is helping us with that.
Dude, that's awesome, dude.
Like,
So what do you guys have any specific plans for next year as far as like booking and touring? You know, because I know like playing for years, you kind of find out like what shows to take, what shows to not take, when to tour, when to not tour. You know, and I was even talking to like somebody a couple weeks ago saying how like, you know, if you're a smaller band and you're trying to just make enough money to get home, you're practically traveling shirt salesman. You know, you're playing music so you can sell these shirts.
Yeah.
And we got sweatshirts too. And
We got shirts behind us, man.
Well, the thing, I think,
So, do you guys have anything big you guys are trying to manifest or formulate for next year?
I think the thing is, it's like it's been, especially this year, it's kind of like we're like itching like dope fiends to just get out there. But I think the ultimate goal is to play. Because, you know, anybody can play these, like, little corner spots that we just talked about, but the goal is to just get bigger. Like, I want a drum riser. You know, I want to play somewhere where there's a riser. You know what I mean? So I think that's the goal for next year. And we got some stuff lined up.
Recording.
Yeah, recording and then playing, just, like, kind of walking the stairs up to the second floor, right, if we're on the first floor. And just kind of do that. We got some stuff lined up, which is cool, and I think it's just kind of do that from there.
We're trying to figure things out kind of like as we go here, because things open up, close, and like I know like the new variant that came out that's looking kind of scary, but like this is kind of stuff they talked about at the beginning of the pandemic. Like it's not just going to disappear if it ever actually ends, but it's something we're going to have to learn to live with.
Yeah.
Or learn to deal with. And as we're learning how to deal with that, this is something we're learning with everybody else. Like, okay, now there's a vaccine out, there's medications out, there's more knowledge out, there's however we're dealing with it is like, okay, now how do we bring live music back? And this is, it's not something we're trying to figure out right now. It's something everybody's trying to figure out. So really, we're just kind of rolling with the punches on it. We know we can get some gigs right now. And
We just got one yesterday.
We just got more gigs, but we're trying to just take things, somewhat slow. And as things, progressively, hopefully, keep progressively getting better. I know sometimes it seems like it's getting better and it gets worse, but hopefully, as things get better, we'll be able to be playing more and things become more manageable, and we just keep getting more and more, and people get out there and start experiencing live music again. Because something I've noticed at shows, like everyone is, like we talked about before, is I think it's really made people appreciate live music more, or like a live theater, or just being out in even a movie theater, just to be out and around people again and experience something that kind of connects everybody together. Like everyone, we're on a stage, and like the five of us on a stage, that's cool. But the really cool part is, the five of us on the stage and then an audience. Like now that's five of us with everybody else. That's a community getting together and like everyone bonding in that moment. And that's something that I think a lot of people have missed, especially people like me. I'm very extroverted. I go insane sitting around, like, not talking to anybody. If I have no one to talk to, I become an insane person. So for me, it's, definitely been tough on that end. And it's so good to see people out and, like, really enjoying themselves. And, like, again, we're talking about, like, those little positive notes is, like, coming back to it, it's been taken away from people for so long. When we had it, we didn't really appreciate it, and now you start to see people really appreciate that again.
Dying for it.
Yeah, like Rich said, like we're gonna play as many shows as we possibly can while things are open. Fingers crossed, everything stays open. And another thing we're pushing for next year is like support. So we're kind of like looking at management. We're weighing a couple options right now. Nothing's biting, or haven't had a great offer, but we've get an EP out, get more recordings. But
I think something big is that so everything that you hear, everything that you see from us comes from the 5 people right here, and that leaves time to write music, but it also leaves a lot of time where we got to do admin-y stuff and doing our booking. We do all the booking, we do all the promotion. So to hand that off so we could be just completely creative, I think is a big goal that we'd like to accomplish this year.
Definitely. And everything goes well though.
Mm-hmm.
We like to do it.
We definitely like doing it.
Yeah.
And I think we've gotten good at it.
Yeah, but I'd definitely like to do a Seattle to San Diego tour at some point.
Yeah. That should have you a great.
Next year, that's if everything looks good and everything goes well, that's a definitely goal.
Yeah, and
definitely a goal.
2022 is about touring like a West Coast tour, recording, and just pushing out more music.
And we'd love to go abroad, man. Heavy music is big around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just looking at our Spotify numbers, and now we have more listeners in Italy right now than we have in the United States.
All right.
Yeah, hey, dude.
And it's not something that, it's interesting when you can look at, because when you do a release, you can really look at where all your numbers are coming from and all your plays and listens. And it's really interesting once it starts to leave the country, because it goes to places that it goes to places that you don't control. So where it does start to pick up is definitely interesting. And yeah, I'd love to go to Italy.
Hell yeah, dude. And you know what? If you guys need any help in Oregon, man, hit me up, man. I can book you anywhere.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Let's do it.
We'll definitely hitting you up
We
next.
want to do the whole West Coast, then we want to do the whole East Coast, and then everyone between. And
World domination.
Well, hey, man, I don't think Texas is going to close down ever again. You guys can tour in Texas.
We did that.
We
did
have
that.
played
Minus him, we did that.
We played in Austin.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
we did South by Southwest a couple years ago, and we drove the entire way, 6 people in a 5-person Tahoe, the whole way. And I will tell you that from Texas to Texas is longer than the entire drive from California. Like, for some reason, you go into this void where you're just in Texas, and then you get to El Paso, and then you end up in like Chicago, and then you keep going through Texas.
That was the catalyst of them not having 2 singers and choosing to have 1.
Yeah.
More room in the van.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. It sounds like you guys are really have a strong unity between you guys. And I'm sure next year you guys are just going to hit fire, dude. It's going to be absolutely sick.
And a good game plan.
Yeah, we're brother husband.
Brother husbands.
That was our backup plan for if our name got copyrighted by someone else.
Brother husbands.
All right, dude. Well, we're going to get to the end of the interview. Me and Captain Manhattan are just going to shoot a bunch of questions at you. What's up?
I have a question for you.
What's that?
Did you download it?
What, your EP?
Yes. Did you?
This is what I got on me right now.
Swear.
I got Furrow and Stay Free on me right now.
You gotta get Lament. You gotta get the second track.
Lament.
Well, I can find it right after this. I played Furrow before the interview, so I'll play. I'll find that other song right after this. I
We
promise.
appreciate it, man.
No worries, and don't worry, we're gonna plug your EP right before the end of the interview. We're just gonna hit you with a bunch of random stuff just right now.
Got it.
All right, we're because I'm not good with names. We're gonna start left to right with the drummer with the white hat.
Okay.
All right, dude. All right. So I'm gonna throw just a super quick one, and then we're gonna go into the whole everybody answer one. Just you answer me first.
Okay.
In a deserted island, which bandmate is gonna get eaten first out of all of you guys?
Brody, Small.
Yeah, sorry, bro. We're gonna throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
I'd probably taste the best.
All right. Left to right, dude. If you could choose your death, but it had to be by somebody in a horror film, who would you choose to kill you, and how would they do it?
Michael Myers stabbed me to death. Love him.
Took mine.
All
right.
Right, go. Like it.
The
Freddy Krueger.
the Leprechaun.
You haven't heard yet.
Yeah, we haven't heard the
That's a new
Leprechaun
one.
yet.
That's a new one.
I'm just gonna say not it.
No, that's
not
You have to
answer.
Hellraiser, Pinhead, paying for pleasure.
Ooh, that's
I like
think about that.
So I don't watch a lot of horror movies, so I don't really have that many.
soft.
You watch animes? Can you say like a villain from an anime?
I mean, I
Full
get.
Metal Alchemist. What are those things called? Homunculus?
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting murdered by Vegeta in some epic battle.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Watch music.
Or Death
Yeah,
murdered by Death Clock. Just the whole band in general. That'd be awesome. Just like an onstage murder. That's how I'd want to go.
I didn't dig that.
All right, starting with you. Now we're gonna switch up the rotation.
With me?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Manhattan, you got.
I got one here. All right. So hypothetically speaking, you're a pro wrestler. What's your finishing move gonna be?
Oh, got locked. I got locked. Sorry. You're trying to hurt someone. You're trying to, Come on.
I don't watch pro wrestling either.
Choke slam.
I was gonna say choke slam. I was gonna do like a
DDT,
yeah.
the Vader bomb.
No, I think I would do like a pile driver. That'd be it.
Okay.
I was gonna say coming in from the lights, man, with the pile driver.
Mhm.
There you go.
Always from up top, baby.
Yeah.
I'll say the Sting Spear.
Ready?
I said choke slam.
I'll give you two. Shout out Edge. I'm gonna go with the spear, and I'm gonna hit the rock bottom, no doubt.
I got mine.
Stone Cold Stunner.
I want to be strangle somebody with a long Slim Jim. I Macho Man Randy Savage.
Some gym and you're strangling the hell out of them.
Oh yeah.
That's the height of Kool-Aid guy.
All right, we're gonna switch up. All right, we're gonna switch up the order. We're gonna flip it back to what it originally was. In a zombie apocalypse, you only have one weapon to kill the zombie horde. What is that one weapon?
Crossbow, dude. Come on.
Bow and arrow.
Actually, I'm gonna change it. It's a samurai sword signed by Randy Jackson.
What?
Like the basics?
Oh,
I'm choosing the spork.
I'm gonna have to take my Remington 870, my pump shotgun.
Oh,
I
you
can,
soft.
I can repack those shells,
You
baby.
soft.
I can repack shells. You can put anything in there.
Sharp.
I'm going AK. AK spray and pray.
See, with all that, I don't need anything but a
Pretty
spork.
recognizable signature.
He wants.
We already established he's getting eaten first.
He's
in
gonna,
anything, so.
he's gonna hand the sport to the zombie before he begins.
You look hungry.
All right. Final question, and we'll keep it the same rotation. We'll do it. We'll keep it the drummer with the white hat. Don't worry. When people watch this on Skype, they'll know who everybody is. You know,
Yeah.
who I am yet. Tell me one guilty pleasure that you love listening to, either by yourself or that maybe you don't listen to around your friends.
Okay, easy. So I do concrete for my day job. So like any kind of Latin America, cumbia, norteño music is my effing jam.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Love it.
I listen to like some classical stuff. One of my favorite artists is Agnes Opal.
Listen to a lot of ABBA today.
I'm a big Angels and Airwaves fan. I like synthy stuff. And then also some disco. Definitely down some disco. Right?
Yeah.
Nothing
That's
embarrassing
not really
about
the
that.
pressure. I'm not embarrassed enough. Funk is the shit. There's,
It's the stuff.
yeah.
It's the stuff.
Lady Gaga, paparazzi on repeat. Love it, dude.
Also, Frank
One of my favorite
Sinatra.
songs.
Oh yeah, some Sinatra.
Some
That's
Sinatra.
Not, that's not like
slap.
We're not really. We listen to some crazy stuff in the studio. We're not really embarrassed to share.
Yeah, I have absolutely no shame.
Yeah, there's really no guilty pleasures here. Like it's just like, this might sound weird, but I like this.
We'll throw on like Ace of Base in the middle of nowhere in the studio, or like
Hanson, and don't go.
Just no poison is allowed in this studio ever.
Or some TLC. There's a lot, man. We can go on forever.
Yeah, seriously, glam metal.
I like it, dude. I like it. So before I let you guys go, tell me a little bit about your EP.
Anything specific you want to know?
Yeah, dude. What you guys said, you guys just released it. So for people that are just tuning in now, we're talking to Modern Monsters. What is something people can expect?
Heavy.
It's heavy. It's got energy to it, and I would say it's got a lot of emotion behind it. You know, being locked away during quarantine and writing all these songs, and very vibey too. As like we've said before, like we're like brothers in this band here. So as we're talking about like our writing process and finding room for everybody, and there's a huge vibe. So something a little behind the scenes is when we recorded this, the whole EP is recorded live. Most of the EP is one take. And then we would overdub a guitar here and there and overdub vocals, but we didn't play to a click. We didn't, and actually some of this stuff was even ad-lib. There's stuff in there that we just caught in the moment and went, yeah, we're gonna keep that. So it's high energy, heavy, very vibey, and very, very deep. You know, even like when we talk about writing music and what we do, we like to explore everything from it, from the social issue that makes us feel a certain way to the situation that made us feel a certain way. And we pull all those emotions into one song. And I think we've had a bunch of reviews on the album, and one thing that, on the EP, and the one thing that stuck with me the most, talked about how in depth we really get into the music. And it kind of struck me because that's what we like to do. How we like to dive real deep into each song and not just there's all killer, no filler. Every song is precious.
Shout out Sum 41.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. So Modern Monsters, before I let you guys go, is there any last shout outs you want to give to any of the beautiful listeners out there? Oh, you got one last one?
Yeah.
You got that, man.
What, for all the people that are listening, what are the different social media formats they can find? Where can they find you if they're wanting to go, look you guys?
You can find us on all the big and small streaming services: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, modernmonstersmusic.com.
Not Twitter.
TikTok, Instagram,
There's TikTok.
Facebook. You got TikTok, bands in town, MySpace, whatever. We're on ogrish.com.
Yeah. We're trying to hit all the
Faces
different
of Death.
avenues.
AOL dial-up email.
Yeah.
Reach us anywhere.
Pigeon.
That carrier pigeon.
Snail mail.
All right, guys, give us your shout outs. Who do you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just thanks to everyone for tuning in and listening to what we had to say and listening to our music if you have. And yeah, man,
There's a lot more coming, man.
Yeah.
Get ready to see us live. Nothing compares to our live shows.
Near you. Coming to a town near you.
A lot of fun.
Hopefully.
I'll keep following you guys. Maybe we'll do round 2 next year once we have some more shows. Or if you're coming to Oregon for the West Coast, we should definitely promote that.
Oh,
But
well,
yeah,
definitely.
we definitely plan on it.
Thanks, Omar.
All right, monsters, thank you so much
Thanks,
for being
guys.
on the Metal
Thanks,
Mixtape in
Omar.
Ashland.
Thanks,
Guys.
In a couple days, so stay tuned for that. Much love, and thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it,
you.
Peace.